Hello dirt movers, James here with Dunsmore Moving Dirt. We're down in Archer County now, starting another pond out here, and I was going to work on this one before it rained, but as you can see it filled up, but it's not very deep. Right out in the middle it's probably 6 or 7 foot deep right in the middle, and before I got here it was dry from here out there 50 or 60 foot. So the main problem is that thing catches a lot of water, and if it's raining it stays full because it's in the there's a big canyon and it's here, but his fence back here stays underwater when it's full, and he wants to try to lower this water level here, and then we're going to come back here and dig a new one and dig it probably 16-17 foot deep. So and all the water I'll cut through right here to the hole when I get through, and then what'll regulate this hole and this hole will be the spillway over here where them red double flags is. So trying to do two things at once: lower the level of the water here to get it off the fence and still have a 16-17 foot hole here behind it, which will last longer. And then this water will always come through here, and then when it starts backing up it'll be a foot lower than what it is now. We're going to lower the water level up here a foot. So that's the plan anyway, so we'll see if it works. I've done got this laid out. I've laid it out twice already. I didn't like the way it was. I had it more over here and it just didn't fit too well. I know what my spillway's got to be. It's got to be a foot lower than the top of the water in this other one, so that kind of pinned me down. I had to move the tank down the hill a little bit because my average ground was getting too high. I was moving too much dirt that wouldn't be underwater. So the white flags is basically the top of the hole. It's 150 foot in diameter and it'll be 16 foot deep. And I started pushing some of my topsoil back, and I thought I'd just go ahead and dig a little old hole here. Sometimes this is the over where them big trees is the Wichita River, or a tributary of it, and sometimes you get down here and hit sand and gravel and stuff. So I just thought I'd go ahead and dig a little old hole, test hole, to see what was down here. So anyway, like I say, it's just a big canyon all the way around here, and all the way up there all that water comes through here. So it's way more water than this little old thing of hole, and it's going to be way more water than this little hole, but this water will last a whole lot longer than the one above it, because it's going to be, like I say, it's going to have some depth on there. So that's what we're doing. So we'll kind of show you some of that as we're digging it and get down. But basically right here we're in the center of the hole, so where I made that blade mark around the edge, it's hard to see those flags, those white flags. That's the top of the hole. So I'm going to dig that pit probably another 3 or 4 foot cab deep, and it's still pretty good clay in the bottom of it. It's changed a few little times since some little bit more loamy soil, but it'll hold good. If it don't get no worse than that, it'll hold water, and worst comes to worst, I can plate the side of it if there is a little bit of sand in there, because that's all good top clay from where I'm at up. So anyway, we'll let y'all see that as we dig it, and as we're going down and everything. So don't forget that if you hadn't subscribed to this channel, go ahead and do that, and hit the like button. And any questions or comments are welcome. Try to get them answered when we can. So till the next video, keep your blades shiny and your tracks clean. Bye. I finished my test hole earlier and did hit a little bit of sand in the bottom of it, but that's kind of usual for being in this little Wichita River bottom, and my dozer's hiding. It's down here in the pit, but there's good clay under it. So there's the top of my dozer. So the hole's probably a little over 10 foot deep down in the front and back here in the back. But water back in the tank this morning, and I cleaned it up last night before I left, and it had come a little old shallow this morning, and that stuff right there, it probably just rained a tenth or two, but it can get slick, that red clay. But what we're going to be doing this morning, yesterday when I was cleaning it up, I seen a layer of sand right around this edge, oh, maybe to right over there somewhere. So before I start digging this morning, I decided I'm going to go ahead and core that out since I'm underneath it, and I'm going to put some clay in there. That way it'll be good and packed in time me going up and down the slope. So I hadn't seen any. That's not the spot that we hit when we dug the test hole, but it's easy to see this morning because the clay is real wet. But you can see a little bit of light stuff over there at the bottom. That may be some sand, but I'll go a little deeper before I get that. But I'm going to go ahead and bite into that slope, and then I'll just back up here and get some of this clay and put in there and pack it in. And it may go around over there, but I'm not really worried about anything on the uphill side because water's not supposed to run uphill. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing this morning before we start digging, is pouring that slope out and packing that in with clay. See the difference in the dirt, see how it's getting kind of lighter colored, and it's not as slick looking as on both sides of it. That's that sand under there showing up again. So I'm just going to start digging again, and there's still some good clay over there, but that's not enough to fool with. But all of that back over there to that old tank is going to have to be dug out. So when I get all this out, if there's not some more good clay under it, I'll back up there and use that to plate the slope. So that's pretty well got this one side. I'm glad I got it done. That's all plated in now, because that's a long way to push it from there all the way over to here. So but just right underneath here is some sand again. So that clay was about a foot thick. You can see it showing up over there where it don't look slick. That's sand. So anyway, we're going to dig some more of that. We'll let you see what it looks like later on today. from Dunsmore moving dirt. We're still on the tank that we started the other day. This is day number 5, I guess. And last night, or yesterday evening when I quit, I had it rounded off and had it cleaned up in case it rained, and I just got on top of this sand. So I shot it out this morning to see how deep I was, and I was just 10.5 foot deep. But now this is some bad stuff. You don't want to have this in the bottom of your tank, or you won't hold much water. This is pretty much sand, and it was like that all the way across. But another thing I did, I wanted all my dirt over here behind the dam. I had a whole lot of room to where I'd peeled the topsoil off, so I just, instead of keeping it a round hole in the bottom, I changed it to a square hole. You can do that if you got a bulldozer. So now it's square in the bottoms, and it's working out better because I'm coming down here. But now I've hit some clay underneath that, so that's a good sign. I was going to back up there and bring some clay down here, but if it stays like this, all I'll have to worry about is right here in this slope. I'll have to core that out and put some clay in there. But now this is good stuff, so I'm glad it did. I'm running out of that stuff, because that's not good at all to have in the bottom of a stock tank. And if it'll stay like this clay here that we got, we'll be in good shape. So anyway, they're calling for some rain maybe from dinner on, so I'm going to try to get this dug out and get it some clay put back in it. And it don't matter if I have it topsoiled or the dam finished up, because the rain won't hurt that. So anyway, that's where we're at this morning. So I just thought I'd let y'all see that. We'll keep working on it and show it to you when we get closer to finishing. Bye. Okay, I've got the tank poured out finally, and it went back around. I thought I never was going to get I got down the clay down in the bottom, and then over here on this side I never could find clay, so I just cut back into that slope about 5 foot, and then I went to putting clay back in there, and it wound up round again. So I guess that's all right. It's supposed to have a round bottom instead of a square one. So anyway, got that finished. It's 15 foot deep, and got it sealed off good. I don't think that'll seep any water out. Believe it'll be all right. It looks a whole lot better than it did this morning anyway. So what I'm doing now, the landowner wanted a bench around the top of the hole. Used to do it all the time, but we got away from it since we put a lot of topsoil on it. But it will kind of keep the silt from washing down. It'll have a flat spot here, or if it does try, it'll settle here. Then you can always drive around all the way around between the hole and the dam. So that's what we're going to do on this one. So I'll probably get that done. I won't get the topsoil on it. Then all of that topsoil's got to be put somewhere. Then probably tomorrow, if it's not raining, I'll cut into that old tank and drain what I can into here. I'll probably have a 3 foot cut or something between the hole and that dead mesquite tree there. So probably have 30 foot bottom in it, where that water, when it comes in the tank, it'll come into here, then back up and go out. Then this is a spillway where that little orange, pink flag area is. So just like a little bit, but just about to wind this deal up. Probably finish it up tomorrow. If it's not raining, I'll get a lot of this done today. So hope y'all enjoyed watching this, and I'll show it to you as we cut that out where that water's draining into that. If it don't rain it full, that'll put a lot of water in here, but we'll probably drain probably 2 or 3 foot of water off of that hole into here. So get it away from the fence until it gets full. So when it's full, when this one's full, when that one's full, it's the water level will be a foot lower in that hole than it used to be. So that'll get it off of this fence quite a bit. So anyway, I went one direction around this, and I'm turning going back that way, and you just go flat and bite into the slope and carry it over to the back. We'll let you see it when we get it finished. it'll probably quit overnight. Still draining some out of the tank. I don't know if it's going to drain as much as what they thought it might. You can see that there's some weeds out there, so it's not very deep out there, but they've got a backhoe. They can come in here and take a little bit of this out. They don't, about all they need to do now is take this little bit of dirt out here, and I might get out there in the morning if that's dry, but it put a lot of water in the tank. Thing about it is, it's just going to hold probably 2 foot maybe. Then this will be underwater. This will go level with the deal. It still likes, this is the spillway level, so it still likes 6 foot being full and running around the spillway. So it'll still hold a lot of water to be full. When this thing's full, it'll back up water into that one, just not, it'll be a foot lower than what it was, because as you can see now back there where the fence is, it's below the fence right now. So, but it'll put it back up probably within where that wooden post is. But I got a topsoil, I just like a little bit, I'll do it in the morning and finish dressing everything off. The dam's finished and got a topsoil, and there's a lot of stumps and sticks and stuff in it, but this is how that flat place looks between the spoil and the edge of the hole. That's just to catch a silt instead of it just rolling all the way down the slope. Like I said, we used to do it on every one we did, but some people don't want them now and some do. So but there's what it looks like from this. It'll look better once you get that little bit of block left off out of that right there and just open that up. It'll look a whole lot better. This is the back side of it, and they'll probably throw out a little winter grass seed since it's getting late in the year, and throw out some Bermuda grass seed next spring or something. Cloddy and sticky as it was, it dressed off all right. So I like smoothing up that pile of dirt and over here. That'll probably get this little project done. So appreciate y'all watching these videos. If you hadn't subscribed, go ahead and do that, and be sure and hit that like button and share it with all your friends. And if you ever have any questions or comments, send them. We'll try to answer them the best we can. So done some more moving dirt. Remember, keep your blade shiny and your tracks clean. Bye.